behind the scenes. A woman by the name of Kathy Ray emailed me. We're going to put that email on the screen, and then I'll comment after it. But I think it's fair for people to see what she wrote and get my response. I'll leave it at that. You need to be fired for the race-baiting comment you made tonight. It's okay for blacks to discuss certain subjects, but not whites. And then it goes on. Let's pull up the rest of it. Okay, so really, you are what I call a. Now she tried to write the N-word, but she spelled it. I wish we would just put it on the screen. It's after 9 o'clock at night. People have the right to see it. She wrote Niger. Not a black person. You are a racist. Niger. You are what's wrong with the world. And so I would say to Kathy a couple of things. Number one, you mischaracterized what I said. I didn't say that white people couldn't talk about race. Quite the contrary. We think that race is an authentic discussion to have. It's one we're having tonight because it's one many of you are talking about at home. And it's one that has clearly entered the Atlanta mayor's race. And that's why behind the scenes, my colleagues and I, white and black, we decided, hey, let's go for it, right? Because we do try to keep it real here. And I think we do a very good job of it. So I think when arguing with somebody, you have to be careful not to mischaracterize their viewpoint. So I won't mischaracterize your view either, Kathy Ray. I get it. On December 5th, 2017, you think it's okay to call this journalist a nigger. I don't. But I could clap back and say a few things to you. But instead, I'll let your words, Kathy Ray, speak for themselves. And that'll be the last word.
First, before I even get started with my commentary on this, I have to give a huge shout out to this woman right here by the name of Sharon Reed. I'm be honest, I didn't know who she was before I saw this video, but one of my followers on Instagram sent me the video clip, but I couldn't really make out what was being said because it was a bit noisy in the background for whoever recorded it and put it on their page. But then I also saw it again on Nicole. From Nicole's view, I saw it on her channel. I was able to hear it a little bit more clear. So I said I have to speak on this. Like, it is very. Not only is this woman very, very attractive, but she's very level-headed. You can tell she's very educated. And I know she said she didn't clap back at the woman, but in a way she did. She just didn't do it in a way that a lot of people think that she could have gone, but she knew that she had to remain professional in that setting. And the fact that she even said the word nigger on air and they didn't blur it out. Y'all heard it. They didn't blur it out. When she got her point out, they let it stay. There was no delay because it was a live feed, so they didn't know she was going to say that. Now, I was going to play another one, but that one had bleeped out the words, so that was the edited version. But I said I'm glad I found this one because this one was longer and they played the whole thing and it showed the woman's tweet. So kudos to Sharon Reed for standing up for herself because she could have just let that slide, but I'm glad she did it because she put this woman on blast. Now, people are probably the black Twitter sector are probably scurrying around, throwing on their detective caps and bringing out them magnifying glasses and whatever to try and find out who this Kathy Ray chick is. Now, for a group of people who claim to have such a high IQ, she's not too bright because when she wanted to call Sharon Reed a nigger, which was her intent, she spelt it Niger. She was missing a G. She gave Niger, which is a country in Africa. And she didn't do it one time. She did it twice. And notice that she blurred out the words, the letters to spell that with asterisk signs. Now, I don't know if she did it or if the producers did it. 9 times out of 10 she did it, because if she did not spell the word nigger correctly and she spelled Niger, they would have left that they would have let that in there. So she probably did that. So she's not smart and bright at all. And I get so sick and tired of white people in particular, and they're the main ones that do that. I think they're the only ones that do this. Whenever a topic about race ever comes up as a topic of discussion, they are the first ones to say, "Oh, you talking about racism? Racism is what's dividing the nation and what's dividing the world and what's wrong with the world." So, black people talking about race in America or even in the world at large is a problem. So that means for them, if you even talked about what's going on in Libya right now, that would be a problem for them. Anything that you say that could be a reflection onto them in a bad light is a problem for the world at large because they say it is. No, it's because now that mirror is finally being held up to you. See, it was a time when black people were scared to even talk about racism and race because you've constantly had your foot on our necks. But now that we have started to shift and move in a way that you don't like, and we're now talking and you can't shut us down or shut us up for that matter, it makes you uncomfortable. Well, guess what? That's too damn bad. Y'all have way more problems than black people talking about racism all the time. Y'all have an opioid plague that is taking you out. You have low birth rates, bestiality. Look at the FBI crime stats. Y'all lead in pretty much 90% of that whole damn chart. But for a group of people that is so-called superior, it's amazing how you worry and have a problem with the people that are supposedly beneath you. All I know is this: if I was royalty, I wouldn't be worried about what a goddamn peasant is doing. I'm worrying about protecting my throne and my kingdom. But y'all have to be so-called stepping off your throne to deal with the peasants every day. You might as well be one of the goddamn peasants. Now, this is the second time this year that a black female reporter, has been attacked. Remember, I did that video about Demetria Oblor, the woman who has the very nice shape, and that white woman got on social media and had so many critiques about the way this woman was shaped. She can't help it that she's built nicely in all the right places, or sorry, shaped right in all the nicely in all the right places. That's a typical white woman jealous of a black woman move right there. Why do you think so many of them are dying to have that shape or dying to look like that? And I literally say dying because of how many times they have gone under the knife. You can tell Demetria Oblor actually goes to the gym and she works out, and she can't help it if that's the shape her body takes. That's in her genetics. Those are those African genes. I didn't realize it until later, or a little bit after, but I actually follow her brother on Instagram, and her brother is actually pretty, I would say, significant in the fitness industry, and he's very young. And they have actual African genes in their body, like straight up out of the motherland. Like, you can look up that last name Oblor or hear it, you can tell that sounds like something from Africa, and it is. They're just mad because they can't look like that unless they go under the knife. It's a jealousy thing at the end of the day. I didn't mean to go off into talking about Demetria Oblor, but I had to tie it in because yet again, here you have another, like with Sharon Reed, another white woman trying to call themselves, putting a black woman who's in the media or on the news on blast, just like they did Demetria, a white woman who we don't know what they look like and probably look like some shit, putting another black woman on blast, or saying or calling themselves doing that. See, they don't expect them to, or people to come back at them for the shit that they say. Like I said, the world is moving, and people in the Caucasian community are shiftless because they refuse to move with it. Look at them with that whole "Make America Great Again" bullshit. That's their way of saying we don't want to move forward. We want to move backwards, or we're not moving at all. If it doesn't fit them or their narrative or agenda, and no one else wants to move with them, then they're like, to hell with all of this. I'm miserable, so I'm going to make you miserable too. They say misery loves company, and no one wears the name tag of misery more than the Caucasian ever could.